So guys, here I have roughly about 15 mussels, and I'm just going to lightly season it. Now I used about half a teaspoon of the Creole seasoning, half a teaspoon of the complete seasoning. I also went in with about half a teaspoon of garlic and herb seasoning, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and a pinch of crushed chilies. Now I'm just going to give that a good mix and set it aside. Now to a heated pan, I'm going to go ahead and add about 50 grams of salted butter. Now for this one, I'm going to be using a garlic paste. Now I went in with about a tablespoon of garlic paste, and also went in with a chopped onion. Add a few sprigs of thyme. Give that a good mix. Now I'm using this red pepper paste called, it's a Korean gochujang, and I'm gonna go ahead and add about a teaspoon. Now I did add some more as we went along, but you know, it's the first time I was using this and I really wanted to test the flavor, the heat, because you know it has got a little kick to it. So once that's sorted, I'm just going to go ahead now and add about half a cup of water. Now depending on how garlicky you wanted this, I wanted mine quite garlicky, so I did go ahead and added a couple more tablespoons of that garlic paste, and I also went in with about another tablespoon of the gochujang. If you're new to my channel, guys, thank you so much for coming. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. I'm just going to add a little bit more water because the sauce was getting a little bit too thick. Now once my sauce was ready, I added in my mussels. Now I go in and I put my mussels face down, because you know say we want the meat for cook. Now I cook these for roughly about 8 minutes. Now after about 6 minutes, what I did was just kind of move them around and just leave the lid. I didn't put the lid back on. I just let it cook without the lid because I want that sauce to reduce nicely. Now I did go ahead and add about a handful of chopped parsley. I added a little bit more butter. Now this is totally optional, but I just, you know, want that, you know, the butter nice up the thing, make it over nice. Yeah, so I did go ahead and add about another, I'd say just under 50 grams of butter. And there you have it, guys.
So I'm going to need you to mince up some garlic. You can use regular garlic, but you know what? I found some green garlic in the market and I decided to use that. So just like using green onions, I'm pretty much going to use the white and light parts, and I'm going to mince it up nice and fine. And again, don't feel bad if you don't find green garlic. Regular garlic works extraordinarily well and is incredibly delicious, so don't even worry about it. Okay? This is one of those recipes that's super easy, but you need to get all your ingredients prepped ahead of time, which is called, of course, mise en place. Okay? So our garlic's ready. We're going to set that aside. Next, we're going to do some Italian parsley. And you know my method for this. You hold the stems, you hold your knife, a sharp knife, at a 45-degree angle, and you just shave off all the leaves. So easy. Do not pick parsley leaves off the stems. It takes too long. All right? And once we've done that, we just give it a chop. Not too fine. All right, something like that. And other than a little bit of lemon zest and red pepper flakes, that's about it. All right, so we're going to head over to the stove where you need a stock pot like this with a tight fitting lid. All right, very, very important. So make sure you have that before you even think of starting this recipe. We're going to throw in a chunk of butter. I'm going to put that on medium heat. And once it melts, we're going to add our garlic. We're going to give that about a 30-second sizzle, after which I'm going to add my red pepper flakes. I like this a little bit spicy, but you know I like most things a little bit spicy. So I'm going to add a big pinch of those, give that about 15 seconds in the butter. At that point, I'm going to add my lemon zest. I used a zester to get those nice thin strands. You could also grate it on the microplane. You've seen us do both many times. So the lemon zest goes in, you give that about 30 seconds, and then quickly pour in your wine. Okay? The wine stops the cooking. We do not want to burn or brown the garlic. So that whole process of sauteing the garlic, the pepper, and the lemon zest only took about a minute. Once the wine's in, I gave it a few turns of freshly ground black pepper. You generally don't need salt. The mussels have enough natural salt, so be careful when seasoning. And at that point, our drunken mussel broth is ready. We're going to place on the lid. We're going to turn the heat to high, and we're going to bring this to a boil. As soon as it boils, you're going to quickly throw in your mussels. Don't throw any of the ice in. If you had them sitting in water or something like that, you want to drain it. You just want the mussels. You're going to quickly place the lid back on. And by the way, I'm so glad I wore a shirt for this video. Generally, I cook topless. All right, so the lid's on. We're going to give the pot the old shake-a and let it sit there undisturbed for exactly 1 minute. After 1 minute, remove the lid, take a spoon, and give it a quick stir. Just like that, couple turns. Place the lid back on and wait 2 minutes, after which you should be getting close. You're going to see lots of the shells opening. In fact, back right, you can actually see it opening. So cool. At that point, we're going to dump in our Italian parsley, give it another stir, put the lid back on, and as soon as those shells are open, you're done. It might take another minute. It might take another 2 minutes. It could take possibly 1.5 minutes or 3 minutes. The point is, who knows? Go by sight. When it looks like they're all open, you're done. All right, the shell should be open like that. The mussels should still be huge and plump and gorgeous and not shriveled and pathetic. All right, the only way to screw this recipe up is to keep boiling these after they open. And of course, if there's a couple that don't open, that's not so unusual. Just throw those away and deal with the good ones. Okay, to serve, you're going to want to transfer those into a big, wide bowl. Of course, you're going to ladle over copious amounts of that amazing drunken mussel broth. I highly suggest you serve it with some lemon and some grilled bread. Of course, if you're having grill problems, I feel bad for you, son, but you can just use a toaster instead. And that's it.